Hey y'all, I'm going live. I'm getting ready to go to bed, literally. So I don't care how my hair look. Well, maybe I should fix it so I look a little bit presentable. I don't know, but I'm going live because I made a post about talking to a young lady about her self-esteem, about relationships and men, and her self-esteem. We covered a lot in our conversation. We covered a whole lot, and y'all might have seen me still posting while I was talking to her, but I was listening. I'm a multitasker. But I'm just recording this because I got some inboxes not long after I put that post up. And I want one of them was disturbing because it was from a guy. And he was saying, he suffers through the same thing. He gets with women, they tear him down. And it's a good looking man. So we need to understand that our esteem, how we feel about ourselves, is not tied up in what other people think of us. I was speaking, I was talking with my mom when we were talking. I'm sorry, y'all. I got up out of my bed. I was laying down like sleeping, listening to people. But when we were talking and she said something about a woman, and I was like, well, mama, why do you care what she wearing and what she looks like and how her hair is done? Why do you care if you don't like women? And we both know you don't like women, so why do you care? And she's like, oh girl, because you ain't gonna walk around and this and the other, and it ain't. Y'all, stop caring what other people think. Lyne't is on here right now. Let me pull this. Well, no, I'm all right, but I'm on here right now. I'm in night clothes. Can't nobody see nothing. But I don't care. The way you see me right now, I'm going to wake up looking like this. I'm going to go take my shower and go to bed. I'm going to wake up looking like this. And I'm probably going to be lazy and fluff this out if it ain't too smashed. And I'm going to keep it moving. We worry about what other people think about us too much. We try to compare to other people too much. I want everybody to understand, everybody. And the reason why I'm not just saying women, but I am going to do a forum, a something to help women, because we women tend to lose ourselves when we get into relationships with men, and we often don't allow ourselves, that we're so busy trying to please the man, trying to be everything he wants us to be. And I'm going to tell y'all this one thing. I work with men. I drive trucks. I'm in a man's field. I'm normally the only woman around. And when there is another woman, it's normally only like two of us. So men will speak openly. All of this extra that we're putting on trying to impress a man, they don't care. If a man likes you, he likes you. And there are men out here. Learn this for yourselves. When we learn, Lyne't's confidence came from learning to be alone. I had to learn to be by myself. I had to allow myself to go through those lonely periods. And y'all know a lot of us have those lonely periods where you don't even need a boyfriend. You just need a man's body somewhere. I had to learn to be alone. And in being alone, Lyne't had to learn herself. And in learning myself, I was honest with myself. And I found things about myself that I did not like. And I had to change those things I didn't like. And I was in a previous, what I call situationship, because I found out he was married. But when I left him, I still had my self-esteem intact. He never tried to tear it down. He never did anything to try to tear it down. But I'm the kind that I will lose myself in a person because I'm so busy loving them. You have to love yourself. You have to look at yourself as beautiful. You can go, and I'm going to tell y'all a secret. The reason why majority of the men who talk to me are not from Kansas City is because majority of the men who like me are from down south or from the East Coast, where they like the bigger women. I just got off the phone with a guy from down south, and he was like, he moved to Tennessee, to Nashville, And he can't understand all these small women. He feels like he can't find a woman because everybody's into being thin. So that's another thing when I encourage my daughter to get out of Kansas City and to travel when she was young. She found that they don't care for brown skinned women here. But down in Florida, they were following her through the clubs to where she was scared and she was like, Mama, this dude was smelling my hair. So I thought that was the weirdest thing. I was like, baby, don't make me have to go down there. But y'all have to understand, there is somebody for everybody. And there is not, you don't have to settle for anybody. You don't have to settle for being hurt. You don't have to settle for just because I need a man or I'm lonely. You don't have to settle. You don't. Keep it's called Cat Williams. My 15-year-old, I picked him up from school one day and we were talking and my 13-year-old was telling me that he likes some girl. And I asked my 15-year-old, I said, so he said, ain't nobody checking for me. I said, ain't nobody checking for you. I said, dude. He was like, Mom, the way the kids talked about me, they tore down my self-esteem. So I want y'all to go to YouTube because I might post it on my page, but I want y'all to go to YouTube and I want y'all to pull up Cat Williams Self-Esteem. And I want you to keep pressing play on that until it gets in your spirit and you realize it is called self-esteem for a reason. You need to esteem yourself. You need to know that you are beautiful. Like I told the girl on the phone, you're not going to tell me, I tell people all the time and people will hear me say it over and over and over again. I'm a gray girl. I think my ex-husband and the men before him had me feeling like I was the ugliest thing in the world. And I would go around my cousins and my sisters and I'm like, they're so pretty. They're so pretty. And we all look alike. And finally, it took for my 19-year-old Arthur, Jacques Arthur, and he said, Mama, he said, look at this picture of you. And he had pulled up a picture. He said, you killing it. And your hair's all over your head and you're not even wearing makeup. And I had to then realize it was a mindset that I gave up my self-esteem. They didn't destroy it. I gave it up. Somewhere along the line, I felt like it was okay for me to tear me down. It's never okay. You look in the mirror. I think I did excuse me, y'all, I got something. But I think I did like a 24-hour video on Facebook where I was actually getting ready to do my hair because I just came in from work and I had my hair all over my head and I didn't care. And then afterwards I showed what my hair looked like afterwards. And that was just for somebody who was like, what does your hair look like when you don't do it for a couple of days? And I showed her how it gets, when I want my hair big, I let it dry out. And I didn't realize while I was recording that I was playing my favorite song. For those of y'all who have self-esteem issues, Carrie Hilson she is your magic pill. So just go on and get that little song, Pretty Girl Rock, and keep playing it. That's my song I get ready to because I know I'm the stuff. You're not going to tell me I'm not the stuff. If I'm not the stuff to you, that means I'm not your type. So I don't care. I do not care. I have 6 children that proves that I'm somebody's type. And for those of y'all who don't have children, y'all have ex-boyfriends that proves that you're somebody's type. Even if you're not their type, you're your type. I need for us as women, and think about it, women, if we are, this is getting on my nerves, y'all. I'm ready to go to bed and this hair is getting on my nerves. But we are raising young people with our self-esteem tore up. We can't do that. And that's one of the things that is causing a lot of our young people to fall into these trends that they see on Instagram and Facebook. And I have nothing wrong. I have nothing against plastic surgery. Nothing at all. Because I'll be wanting to contour my nose up some. But when your plastic surgery starts turning you into a whole different person, that's a problem. That is a problem. I love you too, Corrine. That's a problem. You have to look at, God don't make mistakes, y'all. God does. Look online. There's an article online. There's a little girl who like grows hair out of her face, like a monkey or ape or something. She grows hair out of her face. She got somebody who loves her. Come on, y'all. And she's real pretty once she shaved it. But you couldn't see her face with all the stuff on it. But she shaved it for her engagement photos and I guess her wedding. Y'all have to stop. Y'all have to stop. Y'all have to start. And to me, once I found myself, people will continue down this path of not liking themselves and finding things wrong with themselves because you will not take the time to find yourself. Keep people out of your bed, keep people out of your heart, and keep them out of your life until you have come up with the truth about yourself. Because if you don't, you're going to continue to attract those toxic people and you will feel like something is wrong with you. You will feel like you're not good enough. You will feel like you're not pretty enough. You will feel like you're not thin enough. Men, you will feel like you don't have enough money. One of the absolute most beautiful men I ever met felt like he was not good enough for me. And it broke my heart because I really liked this guy. But he kept saying, I'm not established enough to be with you. I don't have enough to be with you. You're looking for certain things. Dude, I'm not going to convince you. I'm not going to beg you at all. I don't never beg nobody. But I kept telling him, you're going off of the things that you know that I've had in the past, that an ex-husband who paid, excuse me, y'all, didn't mean to drop the phone, but an ex-husband who paid for the lifestyle that he was living. That's the only reason why he was shelling out the pocket. You're looking at, men feel like they're failures if they don't buy their woman a house at a certain time, or they don't drive certain cars, or, you know, she has to be able to wear this diamond ring. Honey, I don't even wear diamonds because you're not about to shoot me. And if you tell me to give you some jewelry, I ain't going to hesitate. I'll throw it at you. I don't care. I wear silver. I don't wear gold. It's specifically for diabetes. Silver helps diabetics keep control of their blood sugar. A lot of people don't know that. That's why the blue bloods, the royals, wore silver. And that's why they called them blue bloods, because the silver showed up in their blood. But I said all that to say this. We, men and women, because a man came in my inbox, and he has been torn down by the women he dates. And this is a very good looking man. Very good looking man. But it is, Shay, that was Kendra. But it is literally, it's a shame and it's hurtful. It hurts me because I see so many people. I don't care what nobody think about Lyne't. Lyne't does not care. I've had men tell me that I'm too made up all the time. Y'all who see me all the time know I walk around looking like this. Y'all know I do. Oh, well, you know, I like a woman who don't put in too much effort. You know, I don't want nobody who's pressing and primping in the mirror. Pressing and primping in the mirror. Where you get that from? Dude, I hops in the shower. Only thing I press and primp is make sure this hair don't get dry unless I want it real big. When I want it big, I let it dry out. But that's just for the sake of having healthy hair. But we care so much about what other people think. It's not okay. If you're going to make yourself look better and feel better, it needs to be for you. The other day I put up a status saying I need to go to the gym to get stronger. I didn't say I need to lose weight. A lot of people were thinking I wanted to lose weight. Lyne't is fine with her size. I don't care. I'm right at that. I'm not fine. Because either I need to get bigger or I need to get smaller. Because when people meet me, they like, oh, some of the guys are like, oh, you're not as big as I thought you was. I kind of like them a little bit bigger. Or the ones who are like, oh, well, you fine, but you can stand to lose a little bit of weight. But they never say anything. But it's either the BBWs or the smaller women. So I'm like, with my skin tone, I had to learn to love Lyne't. Because Lyne't's not light skin and Lyne't's not chocolate. I got a beautiful chocolate daughter. My sister and my mother are light skinned. I'm pecan color. I'm in the middle on everything, y'all. So if I didn't learn how to love myself, I would never attract anybody because I wouldn't have any self-esteem. Because either the men like the really light-skinned women or the brown-skinned women. Nobody really fools with us pecan-colored women. You never see us in pictures. You never, ever, ever see anybody doing a drawing or a painting about us. The women who are not really big never really get attention as BBWs. And the ones who aren't small, we don't get. When you stuck in the middle, you stuck in the middle. So you have to have your own self-esteem. You have to esteem yourself. You have to love yourself. You have to tell yourself you're beautiful. When I cut off all of that hair in 2016, first off, it was a shock. But then, here's the crazy part. It was a shock to me because I used the hair to hide everything else. I used the hair to hide my insecurities. I used the hair to hide that I wasn't feeling my best. And I used my hair to hide that I didn't feel pretty. Because the crazy thing about it was, as serious as a shock as I went into when I cut all that hair off it was a great idea. I whipped out the clippers. I was about to literally taper myself bald fade. And then I realized I got this noggin in the back of my head. I got a big old fat people lump in the back of my head. I call it my extra brains. But it shocked me when I cut my hair off and I was like, oh my God, now my face is exposed. But I didn't care I just happened to be going through my Google photos, trying to find a photo of my now 17-year-old when he was little. And I done cut my hair off several times. But it didn't bother me any when I cut my hair off before because I was married and I wasn't trying to get in a relationship. I already had one. So I just cut it off and regrow it back. When I wasn't in a relationship, I was self-conscious about whether or not a man would want me with my hair, my big old face, my round face, one man called it a pie face. My round face and my strong Samoan features, if they would want me with all this short hair. Cutting my hair forced me. It forced me to live in my truth. Because at first I was piling on the mascara and the makeup and the lipstick. And then I had a stroke not too long after I cut my hair. I think the stroke in the hair might have been cool. I don't know. Because I had a mini stroke not too long after I cut my hair. And as I was healing, I couldn't really use my left side. I couldn't. I don't know if it was left or right. Because I willed myself to get better. I went vegan. I did everything I could do because I had to get back to work. But I forced myself to get better. But then I looked in the mirror one day and I was doing my hair and my son said, Mama, I like your hair like that. And it just made me light up because somebody said they liked it. So I said, okay, I'm going to work with it. I'm going to keep trying. And it was so short. I was like putting a whole bunch of hairpins on the side to hold it back. And now I can make a little bit of hang time ponytail. But then it came a point earlier this year where I was like, I want to cut my hair again. I don't want it to be long. But that was a decision I made knowing what it was going to look like short. And I'm so confident, I don't care. Y'all have to understand. Ladies, and this is to the young lady I was talking to on the phone. And I'm going to tell everybody what I told her. If you are in a region where you're not getting attention or you feel like you're not getting the attention that you deserve, that just means you need to move. If you feel like there's nothing for you here in Kansas City and the men are not approaching you and the men don't like you, I could care less, really, because I'm getting ready to start picking them up and putting them down because I'm sorry, y'all. I'm just like that. I'm at the point where I'm just tired. But if you seriously want a relationship, seriously, and on a serious note, and you feel like nobody is giving you attention, you're in the wrong region. You're not supposed to stay in Kansas City. Your husband, your boyfriend, whoever is in another city. He's in another city. He's not here. When you go to other cities, the one thing I found is when I travel to other cities, Kansas City is real. And this is for the black community now. This is who I'm talking to. Kansas City is real segregated. And so that forces Kansas City to almost like sleep with each other. You messing with such and such as baby daddy's cousins and this person's aunties, uncles, because we're so segregated and we're put in a really, really tight spot. Kansas City, we think they call us the big small town with a big city feel. We have a big city feel, but we're not a big city. We are huge in numbers in our population, but we're segregated when it comes to the people, the demographics. We're segregated. So here's my thing. God blessed me to travel last year in the summer. He blessed me wonderfully because instead of me traveling in a truck, I traveled in any luxury car I wanted to and stayed in really nice hotels. So when I would get up and go to work at 5 o'clock in the morning, I was normally off by 9:30, 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock. I had the rest of the day to tour cities. The one thing I found in every other city that I went to, something different. There is somebody out there who thought I was the prettiest thing they'd ever seen. I couldn't fool with nobody in Chicago because my grandpa and my great-grandpa went over there and had whole families. And if I think he fine, he might be a real cousin. So I couldn't even do that one. So, but Mississippi, Tennessee, Arkansas, Texas, Minnesota, Wisconsin. Y'all need to start expanding your minds too. And I know people going to tear my inbox up. If you feel like that you ain't a black man's type, honey, there's plenty of other men of other races who will love you. Stop putting yourself in a box. I know at least 6 women who died in their 60s, never having been married. But they had kids. But they had never, ever been married. And that was their desire. I always tell people this. I was married for 18 years. I'm not greedy. I'm not. I don't have to get married again. I've done it before. But for those of you who've never done it, if you're looking to get married, get out of Kansas City. But first, you have to heal yourself. You cannot run around jumping from person to person and thinking somebody's supposed to heal your self-esteem. Nobody is supposed to heal your self-esteem but you. It's called, like Cat Williams said, and I'm going to put it up for y'all to laugh tonight. It's called self-esteem. You need to figure out how to esteem yourself. You need to pull out, and people always say, oh, pull out your best feature and focus on your best feature. My best feature is all of me, honey. I tell everybody, God shattered the mold when he made me. You will never find a woman like me. You will find lady truck drivers. Yeah, I want to be a NASCAR driver. I like fixing on cars. I like doing hair. I do it all. I'm masculine and feminine put together, but I love men because I have nothing against LGBT because my little sister who just passed was LGBT. So I have nothing against that. But I love men. But God broke the mold when he made me. I could sit down and hold a conversation with a man and he could be like, when he's done, he's like, man, you are one of a kind. Yes, I am. God shattered the mold when he made me. It wouldn't be fair. It wouldn't be fair to nobody else to have 2 of me running around. It really wouldn't be. It's not. But what I'm saying is, Lyne't didn't realize that about myself until Lyne't settled her tail down, took time to herself, thought about everything about me. I had to go to a dark place. And they often say, we Scorpios, we go to a dark place. I'm just now learning about this zodiac stuff. I'm not really into it, but some of it is really true. And they say we bring out the darkness. And I had to go to a dark place. And I had to look at all the patterns of the mistakes. See, a lot of y'all, and this is where a lot of us women who got our heads cracked is because we refused to sit down and look into ourselves. A lot of women who get talked down to It's because you refuse to sit down in between relationships and look into yourself. A lot of women who go through men breaking their hearts because they're cheating on them, and men vice versa. You are refusing to look into yourself and see what it is about you that tolerates such behavior. Because you're going to attract those people regardless. But how did they get through? That's on you. We all need to raise our vibrations and our thoughts of ourselves. And it doesn't matter what other people think of you. Other people can't live for you, and they cannot die for you. You are in your own skin. If you a big woman and you feel like don't no men want you from over here, you better go on over to Africa where they got some of them bad dudes. Go on over there. They love them some big women. Go on over there. Their women actually take food to gain weight. Stop speaking negative on yourself. I teach my children this. My son said something about hurdles. Somebody asked him did he want to do hurdles a long time ago. He said, oh no, I sure can't do that. It's any other blah, blah. I said, guess what? Now it ain't going to happen. I said, what did I teach you? He said, your energy goes where your attention flows. I said, exactly. I said, so what you think that you have to what? He said, be it. I teach my kids that. My 17-year-old pitched a game tonight, and he struck out, I think, 2 batters. Never pitched a day in his life. And I asked him, did he want to pitch last year? He's like, nah, Mom, that seemed hard. Okay, if you say it, then it's going to be. But then when he got up there, I noticed, I said, he got it. Because he's if we give it a chance, I'm going to get off here because I'm sleepy. But I just want, my inbox is blowing up. And I am going to plan some kind of summit, some kind of forum. I want to have all shades, all sizes of women. I want to have men, and y'all just know this. And I say this all the time. People think I'm being funny. There's men who's like, oh, the women don't like the goofy men like me, or they don't like the what do they call, there's another word they use for them. And I'm like, yeah, I do. But y'all too busy looking at the chicks who don't like him. But I tell people I'm a goon, so I want a square. 2 goons can't be together. We stay in a whole bunch of trouble. But y'all stop worrying about what other people think. Be you. This is something that I told her when I got off the phone. I'm going to leave y'all with this. Lyne't feels my future. I live in the feeling that I want for my future. I live in that. In the feeling of living in the house I want to live in the feeling, I live in these feelings, in the feeling of the relationship I want to be in. I'm happy. I can wait because I know that's special. I live in the feeling. So I walk around all day long, allowing myself to feel and to live in that feeling of what I want for myself. If you allow the loneliness to get to you, guess what's going to happen? You're going to be lonely. If you allow the sadness to get to you, guess what's going to happen? You're going to be sad. If you look at yourself and you feel like you have to lose weight, but you're not happy with yourself, even when you lose weight. I've seen girls do gastric bypass. They looked amazing when they were done. Still wasn't happy with themselves. Why is that? Because they were unhappy with themselves and they were living in that feeling. You cannot live in the feelings, in negative feelings. Because when you live in negative feelings, you are going to make it manifest. Some people wonder why they're still stuck. They look up and their lives have gotten worse or it's still the same. Because you are living in the feelings. My great-grandmother, I always talk about her, the metaphysician. I tell everybody, she was a Christian, but she was a metaphysician first. Because of what Christ said, and we're not going to get into that. But she taught me When you're living right now, your actual thoughts are for your future life. Your thoughts and your actions are not for today. Yeah, going to the bathroom and eating and stuff is for today, but actually that's for your future too. It's for your nourishment. You're living in your future. You should be aware of your present and thankful for your present, but you're living in your future. So if you think negative of yourself, if you think bad of yourself, that's your future. That's your future. If you walk around with this old negative energy, that's your future. If you just can't see a way out, then guess what? That's your future. You have to change your thinking. My inbox, I came on here because my inbox was blowing up so tough. I couldn't even, just from one post, I couldn't even I can't answer y'all. So I'm answering y'all on video. And hopefully people will see it when, can replay it. But it's your thinking. Many of y'all aren't Christians, but I am. I'm a metaphysician and I'm a Christian. And the Bible says, as a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. When they were talking about the heart, they were referring to the mind back then. And your emotions. The reason being is because your thoughts run you. This is a vessel. This body is a vessel. But what goes on, what's speaking to y'all, what's thinking the words, that is my true being. And my true being is endless energy. They taught us something in science, and it made me forever not shun my great-grandmother's teaching. We were in science, and they taught us about entropy. And I was studying chemistry in UMKC. And in the biology class, Dr. Ferrari said that entropy, the way he broke it down is this. A person speaks words. Words enter into the atmosphere and wreak havoc and create a bunch of they mess stuff up, just mess it up until they have to become. Until they take form and live. Think about that. Your words. This is a science class. This was not somebody's theology class. Entropy. Science has acknowledged that the words that come out of your mouth have to create chaos until they take form and come to life. Stop talking down on yourselves. Stop it. Stop allowing people. When people speak down on me, I love my little sissy Rashida, because she told me we were in the car in 1994. Never forget, it was wintertime. And I was telling her what my mother said. And she looked at me and she said, Sissy, I'm going to tell you one thing. She said, you learn these words. You let those words fall null and void. She said, you say, God, in the name of Jesus Christ, I'm going to let those words fall null and void and bear no fruit. And whatever your religion is, whatever your beliefs are, even if you don't have religious beliefs, you speak that thing out there because those words have to create chaos. And they have to form and then take on life and live. I pray over my children daily because I know people speak negative over me. So I'm pretty sure they're going to speak it over my kids. But I do one thing different. All of my kids know that they are the total package. I tell all my children, you're good looking, you're intelligent, and you're talented. God don't give that to everybody. You better take it and do something with it. We have to speak life into ourselves and into our children. And if you are hanging out with people who are not where you want to be, guess what? You need to change your scenery. Plus size ladies, they are begging for plus size models right here in Kansas City. I don't even think you got to really have any model experience. And you're going to have some of the top people making you look cute. But no, half of y'all don't even want that kind of exposure because you want to be sad and depressed about yourself. I can't do it. I'll talk to you and I'll encourage you, but don't keep calling back. If you keep feeling that sad, if you got a serious problem, call me. But if it's just a self-esteem issue behind a man, you better esteem yourself. It's called self-esteem for a reason. Look at yourself. Find everything about you beautiful, not one thing. Because there's women who pick that their eyes are pretty or they like their brows, but then they take that weave off their head and they're balding. All of you need to be pretty. All of you men need to be attractive and handsome. And I look at it like this. You're not going to see me judge another woman. You know why? Because I don't like women. I don't care how she look. Her man like it. Or a woman like it or whoever she with. Now, yeah, I might judge a man. But that's my right because I like men. So we need to, I'm going to get off of here. Because like I keep saying, I'm tired. And y'all can tell my eyes are all dark and puffy. But I'm just letting y'all know. And everybody who sent me a message telling me about what you're going through and this, that, and the other. This is my answer to it. And you can pull this up. I'm going to publish it on my page. Pull it up and rewatch it if you have to. Y'all looking at Lyne't, dirty after work. Ain't took my shower or nothing yet. And this is how I look. You can go to my YouTube page. I literally put up a video on YouTube off of a dare. She said you have to wake straight up and record the video for Shoot Your Shot Sunday. I won $40. That heifer still ain't paying me my $40. But, and I got all kind of views and people inboxing me and stuff off of that. And my hair was all over my head. It doesn't matter. It's about your confidence. Ladies, men like confidence. Single women, I ask you all to do this experiment. If you out on a date, just start with a guy who really likes you. Just start pointing out all your flaws. After a while, he ain't going to like you. Because he's going to start noticing your flaws. He didn't see them till you did. I was told that by a man the one who I put the picture up, my little BFF, my son's dad. He told me, he said, I thought this chick looked like Halle Berry because he showed me a picture of her that he was in love with her. And I was like, I say I don't judge women, but I was like, really? And you dog me out and was in love with that? Dude. But it was her confidence. And when me and him was together, I didn't have confidence. I was just as torn down as can be. So young people, young adults, and adults, and this is whether you're married or not, learn to love you. Point blank, period, and plain. Y'all see I colored my hair, and I'm not ever doing that again. I'm letting this gray grow back out. I hate that I colored my grays. But everybody was like, oh, you look so young, and if you color the grays, you look even younger. And I was like, ah. And I did it anyway, under peer pressure. Not no more. So that's what I want y'all to understand. Please. It's about self-esteem. I don't care what's wrong with you. I don't care what you got going on the inside. I don't care what your health conditions are. I don't care what you look like. Esteem yourself. God made you. You are beautifully and wonderfully made. God don't make no mistakes. Love yourself. Love who you are. Find a song that makes you feel beautiful. Oh my God, I'm glad I just thought about that. Y'all remember that song, On My Mama, On My Hood? Go look at that video. Everybody gonna look at the video and be like, dude, you playing. But no, he believed that he looks good. He said, I look fly, I look good. What was his name? I forgot his name. Somebody be able to say it later. And everybody who I knew was like, do you see that dude who rapped that? But he knows he looked good. Why? Because it's his self-esteem. He esteemed himself. He don't need nobody else to do it. Pull yourself together. I don't want to hear another woman say nothing about a man tore her self-esteem down. Because if he wasn't in your life, he wouldn't have been able to do it. If he wasn't meant for you, he shouldn't have been there. I love y'all. I'm sleepy. I'm going to go take a shower. And I'm not responding to all them inboxes. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm not thinking I'm better than nobody, but that's a lot of writing. And some of y'all wrote like 12-page books. Some of y'all need to sit down, turn off the TV, turn off the cell phone, call KCP&L, tell them to shut your lights off, clean your refrigerator out and open the doors, and just live in y'all house day by day with, just being to yourself. I mean, I don't know what to tell you, but some of y'all really need to dig in deep, because your lives is going to continue to be a hamster wheel of the same situations. I love y'all. I'm getting ready to go take my shower. I'm popping this stuff off. God bless y'all. Y'all take care.